What is it about women and guilt, especially motherhood and guilt? Today we're going to talk about 6 cloth diaper guilt trips that you should probably be leaving behind. Raise your hand if you feel guilty about stuff a lot of the time. Yeah, so do I. I feel guilty about everything all the time. Did I DM my friend enough? Did I give her enough space? Should I? And it's actually one of the reasons why I don't have a lot of sponsors and I don't work with a lot of brands, is because I have so much guilt that I'll disappoint people. And cloth diaper guilt was and is something that I'm no stranger to. And I thought today we could talk about some cloth diaper guilt we can leave behind. So first, if you are a cloth diaper parent who uses disposable diapers, we are not going to be guilty about that. We're also not going to shame other people for that. That's what part of this guilt thing is, guys, is also making sure that we don't actively shame. Because there is nothing wrong with using disposable diapers. This is not something to feel guilty about. You do not win anything if you never use a disposable diaper. Disposable diapers are an incredible invention that supports people in achieving what they need to achieve. And yes, I would love to see a world where cloth is everywhere. We're not going to do that by shaming people out of using disposables, because it is 2022 and capitalism thrives and consumerism is a witch. So we got to do what we got to do, but we are not going to feel guilty about using disposable diapers. And we are going to find a way to use cloth in a way that works best for us. And sometimes that means a hybrid approach of this and that. If you hate cloth diapers, but you have to cloth diaper, or you're still cloth diapering, or you cloth diaper and you secretly hate it, we're not going to be secretive about it, guys. I know that all of us here on YouTube who talk about cloth diapers, we love it. Like, I have a shirt that says Cloth Diaper Mom, and I have bins and barrels, and I wrote an entire book about cloth diapers. I love cloth diapers. I work with brands to write their content, and I love cloth diapers. But it's okay if you hate it and you do it anyways. And you don't usually talk about it, because you know what? It is gross to deal with poop, whether you're disposable diapering or cloth diapering. And disposable parents don't go out there and create disposable diaper parent forums and disposable diaper parent Instagrams. So it's okay if you're not madly in love with it and you don't feel like you want to have an influencer account. Not all cloth diaper parents need to have an influencer account, and we don't all have to love it. If you're feeling guilty that you don't love it, we're gonna take that off and we're gonna leave it on the ground, okay, guys? I know that in the Facebook groups and following influencers, you can feel guilty that you're not spending more money or you're not spending the right type of money. I had someone DM me the other day. She said, Bailey, it was really helpful that you said buy the diapers that make you feel happy, because I feel like I have to buy from Black-owned brands all the time. And I couldn't find a Black-owned diaper that was in my price point, and it was stressing me out. And so I ended up just buying the diaper that made me happy, that I could afford. We're going to shake off that guilt. We're not going to feel guilty that we can't be a perfect consumer, because it's 2022 and capitalism and consumerism sucks. And we're not going to feel guilty about what we can't do. We can find other ways to support Black-owned cloth diaper brands. We can find other ways to support the small businesses that we can, even if our financial budget doesn't include it, because there's other people who have the budget to do it. We're not going to feel guilty about what we can't do that's out of our control. And even if it is in our control, is it something that's worth spending time feeling guilty on? Does anybody else have somebody in their family who had a baby and then you weren't able to convince them to cloth diaper, and now you feel like the worst cloth diaper advocate and educator? I don't. Not me. It wasn't me. Brittany from Earth and Pebble, when she was on the show, she shared that her sister-in-law, I believe, had a baby and she couldn't convince her to cloth diaper. None of my siblings and in-laws have had children yet, so I haven't had to have this disappointment. But sometimes people aren't going to make the cloth diaper choice. And it doesn't mean that you fail as an influencer or as an educator. If anything, it means you did your job. You provided them with an option and they said, man, that option's not right for me. And that's what the world is. It's full of options. And we're going to try our best to show that cloth is a valid modern option, but it's never going to be for everybody because it's 2022 and the world can be hard. And just like that, we're not going to feel guilty about not posting enough or sharing the love enough or being an advocate. You can just be a cloth diaper parent and not, I mean, we already said this in this video, but we're circling back to it. You don't have to be a YouTuber or an influencer or an educator or tell anybody else that you cloth diaper. You can just do it quietly. And really, that is amazing in itself. And lastly, we are not going to feel guilty about our wash routine, and we're not going to feel guilty about stains, and we're not going to feel guilty about the imperfections. I know that there's this whole narrative that we've built that diapers should be stain-free. That's BS. Stains happen. Poop is like, if I smush a blueberry in white clothing, of course it's going to stain. If I smush poop into clothing, of course, diaper is going to stain. Wash routine mistakes happen. Human error. No two wash cycles are ever going to be alike, and humans are prone to error. We used to have this rhetoric that if you had to strip your diapers, something was wrong with your wash routine. I don't think something is wrong with your wash routine. I think you're a human who's experiencing the diversity of washing and, oh shikes, something happened, let's fix it and move on. It doesn't mean something was wrong. It just means we're a human who makes mistakes. And we're not going to feel guilty about making mistakes because mistakes happen. And mistakes are amazing because when we make mistakes, we learn from them and we can move forward. If you're looking for more information and inspiration about cloth diapering, be sure to follow the Cloth Diaper Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and wherever you like, including hitting the subscribe button. And if you're needing some more resources on how to get started cloth diapering, pick up my book, which I showed you already. It's a great resource.